Our smartphones feel like extensions of ourselves. They are the first thing many of us reach for in the morning. They are the last thing we see at night. These small, sleek devices hold our memories. They hold our connections. They hold our work. They hold our entertainment. They are our navigators. They are our bankers. They are our news sources. They are our windows to the world. We feel a small sense of panic when we misplace them. We feel a disconnect when the battery dies. They have become deeply woven into our daily existence. It is difficult to imagine modern life without them. We carry the entire world in our pockets. A universe of information and communication is available at the tap of a screen. This connectivity has revolutionized how we live, how we work, how we interact. We can speak to loved ones across oceans in an instant. We can share moments as they happen. We can access knowledge once confined to libraries. The convenience is undeniable. The power is immense. Our reliance grows with each new application, with each software update, with each new model, promising to be faster, smarter, more indispensable. We have embraced this technology wholeheartedly, often without a second thought about the journey it took to arrive in our hands. The story of our phones does not begin in a clean, brightly lit store. It begins deep within the earth. Behind the polished glass and brushed metal lies a hidden world, not of silicon chips and code, but of raw, earth-caked minerals, a world of intense physical labor, of dust, of danger. The magic of our digital age is powered by materials dug from the ground, often under conditions we would find shocking. The story of our smartphone is not just technological achievement. It is a human story, connecting our comfortable lives to struggles in faraway lands. To understand the device in your hand, look beyond its gleaming surface. Look into its dark, complicated heart. This journey is not meant to inspire guilt. It is meant to inspire awareness. Acknowledge the full cost of our technology, a cost not measured in dollars, but in human dignity and in well-being. The sleek device that connects you to the world also connects you to a supply chain that begins in some of the poorest, most desperate places on Earth. Every smartphone, every tablet, every laptop is powered by a rechargeable battery. This battery is the heart of the machine, the source of its life and mobility. The technology that makes these batteries so powerful and long-lasting relies on specific minerals, chief among them being lithium and cobalt. Lithium is a lightweight metal that can store a large amount of energy, making it a key ingredient. But it is cobalt that acts as the stabilizer, the element that keeps the battery from overheating, catching fire, and degrading too quickly. Without cobalt, our portable electronic world as we know it would not exist. It is the unsung hero of the digital age. Cobalt provides the stability and longevity that we demand from our devices. It allows us to charge our phones day after day, year after year, without the battery failing. As our appetite for more powerful technology grows, so does the demand for better batteries. We want our phones to last all day, our electric cars to drive for hundreds of miles on a single charge. This relentless pursuit of performance has made cobalt one of the most critical and sought-after minerals on the planet. It is the invisible engine driving the green revolution and the digital economy. The global search for cobalt leads us to one place above all others, the Democratic Republic of Congo. The global search for cobalt leads us to one place above all others, the Democratic Republic of Congo. This vast, mineral-rich nation in the heart of Africa holds more than half of the world's entire cobalt reserves. The southern province of Lualaba, in what is known as the Copper Belt, is ground zero for the global cobalt rush. Almost every major technology and automotive company in the world is, in some way, dependent on the cobalt that comes from this single region. The Democratic Republic of Congo is to cobalt what Saudi Arabia is to oil. Its geology has made it the indispensable center of the new energy economy. This immense mineral wealth, however, has not translated into prosperity for the Congolese people. The Democratic Republic of Congo remains one of the poorest and least developed countries in the world, plagued by centuries of colonial exploitation, political instability, corruption, and conflict. The country's history is a tragic story of riches being extracted and taken away, leaving the local population with little but environmental devastation and systemic poverty. The cobalt boom is just the latest chapter in this long and painful narrative. The wealth flows out, but the suffering remains. concentrated and ignored by the outside world that consumes the fruits of this land. The extraction of cobalt in the Democratic Republic of Congo happens in two parallel worlds. On one side, you have large-scale industrial mines, often owned by foreign corporations. On the other side, you have a sprawling, informal economy of artisanal mining. The life of an artisanal miner or cruiser in the Congo is a daily struggle for survival. These are not formal mines, no safety regulations, no ventilation systems, no structural supports. They are often just hand-dug pits and narrow makeshift tunnels that can stretch hundreds of feet underground. Miners descend into these dark, airless shafts with no protective gear, no helmets, no gloves, no masks. They work in scorching heat, breathing in toxic dust that will slowly destroy their lungs. The tunnels are notoriously unstable. Collapses are frequent and often fatal, burying diggers alive with little hope of rescue. It is a gamble every time a miner goes down. Entire families are caught in this desperate web. Men and boys do the most dangerous work of digging in the tunnels, while women and younger children often work on the surface. Their job is to wash and sort the cobalt-rich rocks that are brought up from the pits. They spend their days hunched over in streams or pools of contaminated water, sifting through the ore. The water is laced with toxic metals, leading to painful skin diseases, infections, and long-term health problems. For this backbreaking, hazardous labor, a miner might earn just a few dollars a day, barely enough to feed their family. The most heartbreaking reality of the Congolese cobalt mines is the presence of children. It is estimated that tens of thousands of children work in and around these artisanal sites. Some are as young as 6 or 7 years old. Their small bodies are put to work performing tasks that, honestly, no child ever should. You can see them everywhere, young boys descending into treacherous pits alongside men, small children on the surface, carrying sacks of ore almost as big as they are. They work long hours under the hot sun, their childhood stolen by the global demand for cobalt. Consider the story of a boy named Paul, a composite of the countless children I have met. He is 14, but looks much younger. He stopped going to school years ago because his family could no longer afford the fees. Now he spends 12 hours a day working at a mine site. His job is to wash the cobalt ore in a nearby river. He stands in the toxic water from sunrise to sunset, his hands and feet raw and sore. He earns maybe $1 or $2 on a good day, which he gives to his mother to buy food. He coughs constantly from the dust. He has dreams of being a doctor. The question is always asked, why do children work in these mines? The answer is tragic and simple. Extreme poverty. In a region where so many families live on less than $2 a day, every member, including children, must contribute to survive. School is a luxury many can't afford. Fees, uniforms, books. The choice? School or food, survival wins. The mines offer desperate, immediate income, however meager or dangerous. This poverty is exploited by relentless global demand. The world wants cheap cobalt. Artisanal miners supply it. A long, convoluted supply chain creates distance from the source. Traders and buyers purchase at local depots for low prices. They often turn a blind eye to how it was mined. There's little incentive to ask about labor conditions. That creates a race to the bottom. Weak oversight and corruption make things worse. Laws exist on paper, but enforcement in remote mines is nearly non-existent. Local officials can be bribed. The artisanal sector's scale makes regulation almost impossible. The government lacks resources and political will to formalize the sector or provide alternatives. Children remain unprotected. In the face of growing public awareness, technology companies, automotive companies have been forced to address their cobalt supply chains. Many major brands are now part of initiatives like the Responsible Minerals Initiative, which aims to create systems for tracing minerals and auditing smelters. Companies publish annual reports detailing their efforts to build a more ethical supply chain. They claim zero-tolerance policies for child labor and pledge to only source from mines that meet certain standards. On paper, these efforts seem promising, a step toward corporate accountability. However, the reality on the ground is far more complex. Promises made in corporate boardrooms are hard to enforce in the chaotic mining districts of the Congo. Cobalt from artisanal mines is often laundered into legitimate supply chains, mixed with industrial ore before export. Audits can be cheated, traceability systems can be flawed. Some companies make genuine efforts, but for many, it's about managing public relations rather than real change. The pressure to secure cobalt often outweighs ethical sourcing, leaving massive gaps in accountability. Governments also bear heavy responsibility. It's easy to feel helpless when faced with a problem of this scale, so distant and complex. Yet, as the final link in the supply chain, we as consumers hold more power than we might think. Our choices, our voices, our awareness can collectively create pressure for change. The first and most important step is simply to be informed. Understanding that the device in your pocket has a hidden human cost is a powerful act in itself. It transforms an object of convenience into an object of conscience. This awareness is the foundation upon which all other actions are built. We must not look away. One practical step is to change our consumption habits. The story of cobalt and the Congo is a dark one, a stark reminder of deep global inequality. It is a story of exploitation and suffering. It is a story of a profound disconnect between tech consumers and mineral producers. But to give in to despair would betray the people, especially the children trapped in this system. Hope is not a passive luxury. It's an active and necessary force for change. The path forward is difficult, but it's not impossible. A future where technology is powered by truly clean and ethical materials is within our reach. It requires a radical commitment to transparency from corporations. It requires courageous and sustained action from governments to protect vulnerable citizens. It requires innovation in battery technology to reduce our reliance on cobalt. It requires a global community of consumers who are aware, engaged, and unwilling to be silent accomplices. Change is already beginning to stir. The more light that is shown on this issue, the harder it becomes to ignore. Every news article, every documentary, every consumer inquiry, each one adds another crack in the wall of silence.